Okay. So just jumping right in, the first thing that they want us to talk about to discuss is what does BzzAgent, I'm just calling it BzzAgent, even though it's like BzzAgent.
BzzAgent, yeah.
BzzAgent, but it says, what do they do and what need is being met? And so just to kind of quickly summarize, they're kind of like, they're like a marketing company where they use you and me to market products and share insights about. Oh, something's happening. Oh, I got a Google message and I thought it was somebody from our group, but it's not. But so they use these peer-to-peer marketing tactics so that we'll go out and try this product and share it with other people. They do this by partnering with companies like, and so we're going to send you Gatorade with people what you thought. So really simple idea and concept, and I think it's really unique the way they're doing it. So any thoughts that you want to add to that?
Yeah, I don't think I'll add too much just because I just want to repeat what you said. I think going to the next bullet point too is what makes them successful is that they're different than any other marketing company out there. You know, they do the more mouth to mouth, you know, getting people talking about the product. And I think that's really what makes them stand out and makes them successful. And it's actually a way cool idea. When I read it, I was like, this is awesome. Like, I want to be a buzz agent. I want to get free stuff and go talk about it. That sounds kind of cool. So I think their idea is very unique and very, very key for the market.
Yeah, I actually signed up for BzzAgent after I read it. So
really, what'd you have to do?
Yeah, you just go and sign up, create a profile, and they kind of start. They start up with just like a kind of a get to know you package. They're gonna send me a package of just like their concept and kind of explain like what you do as an agent and things like that. And so. And then you take surveys so that they can match you up with companies that they think you'll be able to give good feedback on. So
that's way cool.
Yeah. So, and it's free. So it's just a kind of a time. Yeah. It's like a time thing. You just kind of put in a little bit of time to share your thoughts, and you're good. I guess I'll keep sending you good stuff.
That's sweet. Nice.
So it wants us to calculate the growth rate by looking at table A, which is of the document of the case, and then also looking at exhibit 5, which is on page 17. And so it wants to calculate the growth rate from the beginning of 02 to the end of 04, and then from the beginning of 02 to the end of 06. And when I think of growth rate, I think of a percentage, like how much did they grow from 2002 to 2004. And so I'm assuming they want us to find like their net income growth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, net income. Because that's really what they're taking in. You know, you don't want necessarily revenue or sales, but I think net income is definitely ideal.
So let's see.
So they were what, negative 67,000, and then in 2006.
So 2004 first, yeah.
They were 265,000.
Yeah. So, correct me if I'm wrong, wouldn't we just divide that negative 67,714 by 265,724 to get that percentage?
We can try it. I'm not too sure, actually, to be honest.
I'm not either, yeah. Because that gives a growth rate of 25%.
25%?
Yeah.
Each year.
And then if we did from 02 to their forecast in 06.
And I don't know if that's right, because then it'll give you a smaller percentage.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, if you think about it, negative 67, right? And then 2 years from then, you're making 260. It's almost like you're multiplying it by 300% almost.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know, something like that. But
growth rate formula: you take the present value minus the past value and divide it by the past value.
724. So okay. Minus negative 67714. And then you divide that by the past value, right?
Yeah, that's what it's telling me on Google.
So you're like 490% growth rate from 2002 to 2004.
Okay.
If that's what you're getting.
I think that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're going from a negative to that high of a positive, then that would be what happen. Let's see, I'm trying to open up Excel. And then if we did from the forecast in 2006.
And that's from 2002 to 2006?
Yes, 2002 to 2006.
Yeah, that's almost 4,700% growth. I don't know.
Yeah.
47.
That's what I got too. Yeah, that's what I got too.
Yeah, just unremarkable growth, I guess you can. Within 4 years, going from negative 60,000 to 3 million. I think that's pretty spectacular.
That's pretty.
And then they have what, 500 clients that they're working with. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
that's it. So it sounds like we're both satisfied with that growth rate. And let's see, their operating margin. So they're just looking at their operating margin in 2002. They're at negative 114% to a positive 26% in 2006. So they're doing great as far as what they're actually spending versus taking in. So.
Oh yeah. And that's just your operating cost minus your revenue, right?
Yeah, revenue minus operating cost. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty good. And then they have other income coming from interest and things like that. So. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable too. Because for a company I work with right now, we're for a glass company, and like usually on jobs we shoot for like 20 to 30% of, I guess, to mark it up so we make 20 to 30%.
Right.
So that seems pretty reasonable, being in 26% and 24% and 27% for the last 3 years. So.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's pretty.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah. So if BzzAgent is growing and profitable, why are they raising money now? It's a really good question, actually.
I agree. I think one reason could be they want to expand more. They want to create more offices throughout the United States, different locations, even going foreign with Canada and, different countries. Right. I think that'd probably be the biggest thing I think of. It's just expansion and just growth.
Yeah, I think so as well. And it also will create a little bit of separation between them and what little competition they do have. They'll just continue to continue going forward. So then that next bullet point says, can they succeed without VC funds? Yes, I think they could.
Yeah.
But obviously they'll be in a better position if they accept those. And what role does timing play in this decision?
Yeah. The way I kind of see it is that if they get the VC funds, they'll be able to grow a lot quicker over a shorter period of time versus if they don't get the VC funds, they'll still grow and they'll still find success as quickened. It won't be as short term, but it'll be more long term. It'll be several more years before they start seeing the profits that'll start coming in, the bigger numbers and stuff compared to the VC.
Right. That makes sense. So that next question, how much money does BzzAgent need? I mean, they don't need money, I don't feel like, but they're just going to accept money. So I think it's kind of leading into that question of should they take that other offer, that that second offer that's given to them that talks about in the spreadsheet, which is what we're moving to next.
Yeah.
Because they're willing to put in a $15 million investment on a $50 million valuation, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't know how you feel about it. What are your thoughts on that?
Where is it? Let's see. The BzzAgent term sheet versus the VC term sheet. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, at first I was like, just kind of glancing at it. I was like, yeah, the VC term sheet would be good, get more money, have to pay it back later, sure, whatever, it'll help them out. But after I did a bunch of the analysis and I thought about it for a while, I changed my mind, and I feel that BzzAgent term sheet was a lot better choice for BzzAgent in the overall, just because they don't need that much money, and the $40 million will help them. Some of the things that they change in the VC term sheet, something I don't like they take more of the ownership, the optional pool increases, and also the board of directors. They kind of swing the board of directors, so it's more investors versus founders.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I think even when I was first looking at it, I was like, oof, that's not good.
That's not good.
The way they're offering like you said, the board members and everything. I'm getting feedback.
I'm getting feedback now from you. Is that?
Did something change on your end?
End?
I haven't touched anything.
I just hear my echo.
But that's fine.
Maybe it's the internet slow or something.
Yeah. Let's see. Totally lost my place. So I think we're going to that the BzzAgent probably the best for them. I think one number that stood out to me was the acquired revenue between 2006 and 2010. Says their own term sheet they needed 59%, whereas the VC term sheet with 7% revenue. And I think that's revenue increases. So if they go with their own term sheet, they have less risk because they're not under as much pressure to pay back that money or to come up with the funds.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's for sure. No, I agree.
It wants us to discuss the math we used. Did you find? Let's see. Did you get the check marks? When you filled out the Excel sheet?
Yeah, I got check marks. So.
Okay. So I think we're on the same page there.
Yeah. One thing, I guess, just looking at it, the major differences I saw was in the implied revenue, the required revenue. What am I looking at? Just the differences between the both, and kind of seeing how they're a little bit higher in the VC term sheet, and how you have to pay back more, and how the percentage ownership is more for the investors on the VC term sheet versus BzzAgent term sheet. So I don't know, just looking at the differences is something that I kind of that helped me to make my conclusion of what I was wanting to lean towards.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So then looking at the
capitalization tables,
I'm assuming you got check
marks in there as well.
Yeah.
So one of the questions on question 9, why is the price per share of the VC term sheet very close to that of the VC term sheet, but the value current shareholders is different? I have to refresh again. I don't remember what I did the other day.
Why is the price of the share very close to the value? The price is different because of the number of shares. With the VC term sheet, they're adding a ton more shares. I think almost 500,000 more shares, the BzzAgent term sheet. So because of those more shares at that same price, the value of it's going to be a lot more.
Right. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's what I just noticed as well. They just had a ton of dilution with the shares because through the VC term sheet. So that's why the prices are so similar. And as a founder, I think the number that's more important is the number of shares, because you want to know the number of shares.
Oh yeah,
you want to
that's for
control
sure.
more shares, and then as an investor, I think they're looking just at the price per share at that point. As a Series A investor.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you there.
Perfect. So the next tab is entitled Class Worksheet. Just to discuss our responses. So for question one, I still didn't accept the VC term sheet. So that was really simple for me. It's range.
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit there, so I kind of missed that.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Basically, the answer that I had for question one is that my opinion hasn't changed. I thought that they should have initially taken BzzAgent. Their BzzAgent term sheet.
Yeah, mine changed because I initially the VC term, but after doing the analysis, I switched over to the BzzAgent.
So then number two. So they're basically asking how much valuation would you give up in the VC term sheet in exchange for getting the board structure initially proposed in BzzAgent. I didn't know exactly how to answer this. I'd want to have the same. Basically, the same offer that BzzAgent first proposed.
Yeah, I think what I put was it'd probably be a decent amount, probably around 5 million. You know, just because it'd be a good chunk of change to switch it over to be more the founders versus the investors. I don't know exactly the amount of money, but I know it would be a decent amount just because the board of directors kind of directs everything and oversees a lot of the stuff in the business. So it would have a big impact whether or not the company was more investor based or more founder based.
Yeah. So number 3 says the BzzAgent term sheet described a planned distribution of approximately $3 million to management immediately prior to the transaction. What is your opinions of the merits of such a distribution from Walter's perspective? So I said I think it's good for current investors that they're valued and appreciated for being early investors. And from Balter's perspective,
that's a good thing.
But then from the VC's perspective, it might look like favoritism, and they might not like that no longer.
Yeah, I was thinking on the same lines that you were. That Balter's, you know, he loves the people he works with. He wants to stay there and to keep working. So he's going to give them a little bit in the company. But the investors see this and they're like, no, these people don't deserve this stock. You know, I deserve this stock. So they're more against it and more wanting it for themselves instead of, you know, distributing it to the lower people, the managers and whatnot.
Right. So kind of pretty much same thoughts there. So there was a hidden second part of the case. Raising capital at BzzAgent B. So that's it does say that you had to take the poll in order to open this up.
Yeah, I just opened it up and it's like 4 pages.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Did you read it yet, or?
I haven't. Have you had a chance to read it?
No, I just barely looked at it because I just barely took the poll. I just pulled it up So we want to just smash it in every other paragraph and.
Yeah, we can do that. That's totally fine.
I'm down for that.
I'll go ahead and start. Read the first paragraph. We'll just go.
Okay.
Every other.
Sounds good.
After serious contemplation, Dave Balter decided to follow the advice of the chairman and sent the proposed term sheet to 11 venture capital firms. Kavanaugh and Balter had identified those that had significant relevant industry expertise, were known to add value to their portfolio companies, or who might improve the chances of success through the cachet of their own brand. The firms included 4 of the top West Coast VCs, 4 of the top East Coast VCs, and 3 firms that had multiple investments.
Although Balter had been concerned with their approach would be deemed to be brash and naive, he was pleasantly surprised when several firms quickly arranged for follow-up calls and meetings to learn more about BzzAgent and to discuss what sort of partner they might be for the business. Over the course of the following weeks, Balter and Calavan met with each of the firms, many of which agreed to basic terms and conditions that BzzAgent had proposed. If few of the firms asked to change specific terms, Balter was the same. You should change whatever you would like to change, but we will consider that a negative in your assessment of your proposal. We think the proposed term sheet is a balanced approach.
Greatly, while Balter and Kavanaugh had succeeded in getting multiple VC firms to make offers on similar terms, this made for a difficult selection process. In an effort to cull the list and put structure around the process, Balter created a set of criteria on the basis of which he thought they should judge the VC firms: effort, chemistry, domain expertise, cachet, and value. Balter explained his criteria.
We were very interested in firms that could actually help the business grow. We didn't require the capital to scale, and we're really thinking of our investors as partners. So effort, domain expertise, and value-added potential were intended to cover that. Chemistry was important to ensure we could work well together. This type of relationship is often like a marriage, so we wanted it to be a good one. Finally, Cratchit was important as it would help to acquire top-tile talent and open doors previously closed to us. Balter ranked the firms on each of the criteria.
And sorted them by average ranking. The results of Balter's analysis are shown in table 1 below. I'm not going to.
Of the firms that met with. Yeah. Of the firms that met with BzzAgent, 4 clearly rose to the top. 2 firms, Firm A and Firm D, had great chemistry and fit, but did not bring the credit to the better-known firms such as Firm B and Firm C.
Firm A was recently established.
An early
stage investor founded by a team of experienced entrepreneurs and investors. The firm prided itself on being an active investor and bringing deep resources to portfolio companies. The experience and perspective entrepreneurs that made up much of the investment. The lead partner on the transaction, extremely knowledgeable about the consumer, was enthusiastic about the deal, which would be one of his first investments. In keeping with the firm's mission, very involved and as helpful as it could be. He had previously worked for one of the companies that the chairman founded and was known and trusted.
Bolter and Collivan felt a strong connection with the general partners of Firm A and believed that they would be helpful in managing through any difficult issues that arose. Describing Firm A as the kindest of the firms they met with, Bolter noted that Firm A had been honest, direct, and respectful of his time throughout the interactions, and he was hopeful that they would continue in that style if they were to invest.
The one area that Bolter was not able to rate Firm A highly was cachet, partly due to the fact that it launched only a few years before and had yet to develop a credible track record.
Firm B. Firm B, while also fairly a new VC market, had quickly established itself as a major player with a string of early successes and was in the process of raising its fourth fund. Based in Boston, the firm brought significant name recognition and showed promise as an investor that could help Bolter execute his vision for the company. He was particularly impressed by the emphasis on technology companies seeking to transform entire industries. Although it was clear that BzzAgent would be somewhat outside of the scope of their current industry focus, Firm B had passed on Bolter's previous business, and he was very hopeful that he could win their backing this time.
Although the lead partner was very excited about the business, there were other partners who were concerned about the process and valuation of the business. A few months before the process started, the firm approached BzzAgent with an unsolicited valuation offered half that of BzzAgent. As an East Coast firm, there were many social and professional connections between the partners of this firm as chairman. At one early meeting, one of the partners related about the highly unusual process they had initiated. The partners also seemed distracted by their own fundraising efforts. Bolter worried about his ability to garner their attention, as demands on their time were not likely to improve the latest fund.
Despite the objections of some within the firm, however, Firm B had proven to be both enthusiastic and helpful in the fundraising process. So upon discovering that Bolter had not yet completed a full set of financial projections, Firm B of its employees to Bolter's office to develop not only a financial forecast, but a full set of slides for him to present to Firm B's partners. The employees felt only one slide titled, "How can Firm B? What can Firm B do for you?" For Bolter to complete his own, which he forgot to do. Unfortunately, when he got to the slide during the meeting, the partners embraced the question, using it as an opportunity to once again emphasize the energy and resources that could put into making BzzAgent successful.
Firm C. Unlike firms A and B, which were new Coast entrants to the VC industry, Firm C is a West Coast firm that has been in business for over 20 years. General partners of Firm C were recognized leaders who had been through several business cycles and had backed hundreds of stage companies. They had been investors in some in the last 10 years. The network developed through decades of experience provided Firm C with the ability to identify and engage the most well-suited resources for portfolio companies.
While Bolter was impressed with Firm C's pedigree, he wondered whether they truly understood consumer internet business. Firm C had recently invested in a Boston-based startup with significant traction, but no monetization model that is surprisingly high evaluation. Although he liked the idea that they were willing to pay full price for the deals that they liked, Bolter worried that this might be an indication that they had poor understanding of the economics of the industry.
Bolter also wondered how much he would truly add without an East Coast office. resources were likely to be based in Silicon Valley, and the partners were unlikely to spend much time in Boston. In fact, one partner at Firm C went so far as to tell Walter that they would not have significant involvement outside of the regularly scheduled board meetings. Walter wondered how much location should be given to a Series A or Series B investor, and whether he would truly have the support to execute. Alternatively, he wondered whether the West Coast firm might bring different resources to the table that BzzAgent would be missing out on if it only invited East Coast firms into this financing.
Firm D, like Firm C and Firm D, was a long-established VC with over 20 years of history, operating out of offices in both Boston and Silicon Valley. Firm D has a substantial reach within the technology community despite its extensive track record. Firm D maintained a highly low profile in the VC community, perhaps limiting the cachet and value that they could bring as an investor.
Firm D had been the most responsive firm going out of their way to offer advice to BzzAgent that came from their deep domain expertise. The firm put together a 60-page document outlining and offered immediate help in putting together a full extensive team and already laid out in a proposed organizational chart.
While Firm D seemed to be a strong fit on paper, Walter never felt that he quite connected with the lead partner of the deal. He wondered if his ranking system captured this properly and how much weight should be given to such early signals, particularly for a relationship that would grow and evolve over time.
Next steps. Sitting down with his chairman to determine their next move, Walter began discussing his ranking system and the relative merits of the different firms. Was his ranking system the right approach? Had Walter used the right criteria? Now that they had identified their top firms, how should they proceed? Now it says, as a group, decide which offer we will take.
That was way too long.
Sorry, I lost you. You cut out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as a group, decide which offer we will take, if any.
I'm kind of leaning towards A, I think. I don't know what you were thinking.
Yeah. I agree with that. It said the one thing that they were kind of lacking in was that cachet, which is like the what can they bring, how recognizable they are.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's a huge deal.
Yeah. I agree too, and I think
Was it for me?
it was not as notable
Yeah. Okay.
because they're only a few years old. But I think like having that chemistry with them, and that trust and respect, and I think just having that will help them out a lot. I wasn't sure. Do you remember how much they offered? Was it what BzzAgent wanted, or was it less or more? Or?
Yeah, I think they were good with the offer.
Yeah. So yeah, if they're good with that, then I don't know. I think it's an excellent choice.
Yeah, I agree. That's where I was leaning as well. So I think we're good with that.
Perfect.
So the only thing that we have to do at this point is create a short little Word document. I think that just says we think that they should take firm A. Says create a Word document. And explain the reasoning. So I can type that up really quick. So
okay. Okay, and then I don't submit it, right? I just say Josh submitted it.
I don't even think you have to do anything. I think that
okay.
Once I've submitted it, it's fine. It just says one person will use assignment to submit your group's decision to your
Okay,
so,
perfect.
Awesome. Well, thanks for meeting tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for meeting tonight.
I
Yep.
will
Thank
I
you.
will
close this out. Send the link.
Send the link, and
Should be good to go
should
from
be
there.
good to go from there.
Perfect. Then we'll plan on next Wednesday. Hopefully our team's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Have a good
All right.
good night.
Well,
Good
have a
weekend.
Good night and good weekend.
okay, you too, man.
Thanks.